What up? Peace to the triple G's. It's your man NOS, Nos Nero, Nos, Matthew. Noise over silence. No one similar, no one son. Now on stage. No ordinary stranger. Ooh, I be forgetting about the no ordinary stranger. That's one of my favorite ones. Yeah, what's up, man? Today, this is a quick live, makeup live that I'm doing because I didn't get to go live last night. I wanted to, but it just didn't work out like that. So I was like, I'm gonna make it up. And then the last time I went live in the morning time, it went kind of well. It went kind of well. It went kind of well. A lot of people joined in. Some good conversations going around. The family made it. You know what I mean? I know it's a little early for my people on the West Coast, my people in Alaska. If I got anybody in Japan, I can only hope. I've never had somebody from Japan, actually, which is it's not cool. I need more people from Japan in here, which means I probably need to start going live at like 3 in the morning. We'll work on that. We'll work on that. Anyway, today's theme, today's initial concept, is something that's been on my mind for the past, I don't know, week, maybe 2 weeks, since this whole Venezuela thing happened with Nicolas Maduro getting basically kidnapped, him and his wife, and brought here to America. I think that shit was kind of crazy, to say the least. Crazy is just this overarching term that is it's so usable these days, but that's because everything these days is pretty fucking crazy. But the shit got me it got me thinking, because that was a brazen act. I've never I've been alive for 40 years now. Actually, I have seen it. I saw it with Gaddafi. Saw it with Noriega. I saw it with. I think we kind of did the same shit to Hugo Chavez. Nah, I'm bugging. We tried, but there's been a lot of interventions. Iraq, of course, a lot of weird ass United States interventions with other countries and the way we operate, and we're supposed to be the leaders of the free world and democracy, and I don't know what's going on with all. I mean, I do know what's going on with that shit, but how we outwardly express something, we say that we're doing this thing, but we're really a totalitarian, authoritarian regime, an empirical regime. Like, I thought colonization was over, but what we're doing to Venezuela right now is basically colonization. We basically was like, yeah, we're just gonna remove your leader, and everything that's Venezuelan is now America's. Which was exacerbated by and outwardly expressed by seizing a Venezuelan oil tanker that was flying a Russian flag that had Chinese oil on it. I mean, yo, either the government. I mean, I know that they're stupid as fuck. We all know that they're dumb as hell, but they are also very brazen. And then a follow up a few days later, not to bring up race, but I just feel like it's an important factor in this conversation. A middle aged white woman was dropping off her son at school in middle America and was executed in her car by a foreign army. Basically, we call them ICE, but like they're not elected officials. It's basically a foreign corporation that operates as a standing army on US soil, has no oversight. It's supposed to answer to Homeland Security, but Homeland Security is supposed to be guarding the homeland. Like, meaning like the borders and shit. Like, if you look at an ICE agent, they have border patrol on their fucking uniform, but they're in Minnesota. They're in a lot of different states just asking people if they're United States citizens, and the shit is it's bugged the fuck out. So that's why I was like, yo, who's ready to fucking go to war? Who's ready for war? Because if it's not a foreign country invading America, namely maybe the Chinese. Maybe the Chinese would be brazen enough to do some shit like that. Could be Russian. Could be it could be a joint effort. Like, who's to say the BRICS nations just don't team up and was like, yeah, we just gonna run down. We gonna walk down on America right now because these niggas is wild. I just hope that they only target politicians and leave people out of it, but we know that never happens, right? They always want to bring regular people into the situation. What's good? What's good? Esro Dominguez. Dem Melax. What's up? What's up? I don't know what Aoi May. I don't know what language that is. Damn, we got 17 people in the chat. Yeah, man. Shit go crazy in the morning time. Anyway, let me put on some music and we'll keep talking about this shit. Because I want to talk about it. I want to know in the chat if you are ready personally for war. What does war look like to you in your visualizations and your imagination? What does peace look like in your visualizations and imaginations? Because I don't want to sit here and just, what's it called? A not warmongering, but like, you know, like people who are constantly talking about doomsday and shit like that. Fear mongering. There we go. I don't want to be a fear mongerer. I don't want us to sit here and fucking manifest war on our soil. But me personally, I am one of these people with the understanding that things, in order to get better, they most likely will get worse. I wish it wasn't that way. I wish we could always just be on the upward spiral and it wasn't more of like a wave, you know? Like a sine wave, how a sine wave has ebbs and flows. And yeah, I think that's what it's going to take. Like, people respond to anger more than they respond to peace and joy. Unfortunately, there's this monologue by fucking, what's homie's name? It's from this show called American Gods. I think Orlando Brown is his name. Let's do it. Let's actually listen to that fucking monologue. One of the greatest, and he wrote this shit. Like, one of the greatest monologues to ever be televised. Oh no, it's not Orlando Brown. Get the fuck out of here. This guy is weird. Definitely not Orlando Brown. Forget I mentioned that dude's name. I can't stand, every time I see his face, I swipe away so fast. Orlando Bloom? Nope, that's who I thought it was. I knew Orlando Bloom was definitely a white guy with a chiseled face. American God. Let me just American God. Angry gets shit done. Oh yeah, his character was named Mr. Nancy. Mr. Nancy. Mr. Nancy. This is one of the greatest clips on television ever.
A moment can last forever when you can see how it should have gone.
What?
You get the moral to this story? I know. One of theirs.
This ain't it.
What about you?
He was on the bottom of a slave ship. This show was so great, man, but they fucked up once they fired homie from this job because they didn't like the way he was writing it. All right, let's go back to square one. Mr. Nancy, American Gods. Also known as Anansi, portrayed as a trickster god. Ba 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 ba. What is homie's name? His name is Orlando something. Mrs. Jackson was good. Why are they just not giving me the dude's name? Cast. There we go. That's probably the key word that I need. The quality of life equals the quality of the questions that you ask yourself. Remember that. If you take anything from this today, that is what you should take. Orlando Jones. There we go. Orlando Jones. Thank you. This dude, he's a stand-up comedian and actor. He's one of the original sketch comedy writers for Mad TV. Yeah. Fired. Like, this dude is very intelligent. Mad love and respect to him. Okay. Let's go to Mr. Nancy. Anger gets shit done monologue. Come on. Did they take it off fucking line? That's how powerful that shit was. But it's so pertinent and relevant to the way the world is right now. Like I feel like this is the speech. One of the greatest monologues I've ever seen on TV. That's why I remember it till this day. I saw that shit like 3-4 years ago. And after this season, they fired Orlando Jones because he that's the direction he was trying to take that story into. And the show became shit after that. Ms. Jackson said, I ordered a shelf-stable food kits and a water filtration system trying to get prepared. Not heart disease. Yeah, man, that's what's up. But yeah, you definitely want to be prepared in the best way that you possibly can. I personally believe in the altruistic heart. I believe in the ability of our average, the majority of Americans, to not want to inflict pain and suffering and violence on each other. And so I think if war does break out in this country, like on the homeland, on American soil, I believe it'll be kind of strange, because I don't see the government surviving that. I don't see the way things are right now continuing after that. And that's why I think that it's necessary, because we need a big fucking change. I just hope, nuclear bombs don't get involved in shit like that and they just make America a fucking wasteland. It doesn't make sense. Like, if you look at the art of war, anytime a territory is invaded, or two regimes or entities or clans or nations or whatever, anytime that shit, people go to war, they don't want to destroy the land of the people that they're going to war. Even though we see it in Gaza, right? They fucking flatten that whole area because the people who were responsible for that were preemptively looking to rebuild it and reconstruct it. It's great real estate. So I think they did that on purpose, and that's why you immediately saw people like Donald Trump talking about, he's already named it or some shit. they have blueprints for like the buildings that they're gonna build and the infrastructure. And but I say all of that to say, I just hope that they don't do that to all of America and try to rebuild it from scratch. Because that would suck. And radiation is a bitch. That shit lasts for like 300 years or some shit like that. Yeah, so hopefully that shit doesn't happen. But if it doesn't go to that extreme, a middle ground is definitely, I think, like guerrilla warfare. Because if they really think that the National Guard, even ICE, at some point ICE is gonna be like, nah, we're not, we live here, we're Americans, right? You like the ICE agents to me are stupid as fuck. Like they're literally trying to terrorize their people of their own country. Obviously, like the lady who they just shot the other day, executed, I should say. She was an American. I don't know how they were stupid enough to not see that. Like I couldn't sleep last night. Like when I tried to go to bed, I was very tired. I thought I was gonna fall right the fuck to sleep. And I went to sleep at like 10:30, 11 o'clock, but I ended up staying up till like 1, 2 in the morning. My heart was fucking racing and I couldn't stop thinking about that lady. Cause again, like I'm, not trying to bring race into it. I just think it's important to note that the lady was white. So they can't even, nobody can say, oh, they're just doing this to black people or like poor people. Like, that shit was wild, yo. And then you got the immediate response from the leaders of this country, namely the president and vice president, just outwardly calling her a domestic terrorist and that she was crazy and deranged and try to run over the ICE agents. And I remember Ron DeSantis, who's like the governor or mayor or whatever the fuck of Florida or whatever, when all the Black Lives Matter shit was happening, and people were getting stopped on the road by large groups of people, he was saying, yo, if these large groups of people surround your car and make you feel unsafe, we're gonna legislate laws that make it lawful for you to run over these people. But my, how the tables turn, or as the infamous Michael Scott would say, how the turntables. Because that lady was so scared, she was like, nah, I'm just getting the fuck out of here. And she hit the gas. I probably would have did the same thing. Like if a bunch of masked people with fucking guns and vests approached my car, I don't give a fuck what you asking me. I'm telling you SND and I'm hitting my gas. Yo. And so it's crazy how the tables turn. Like it should be legal for her to feel like she was under imminent threat because all of those people, and she got executed. And she tried to flee the scene. Lawyers are going to have a field day with that shit. The Supreme Court is going to have a field day with that shit. More distractions from the Epstein files. And at this point, I don't really care about the Epstein's files. They're just all guilty. They're all pedophiles. Every single last one of the sitting Congress members, what is it, like 400 and some odd people, they all need to go to prison. Every single last one of them. Everybody except my guy Massey, who I think is there every day showing up to work, doing as much as he can. I don't know of too many other people who are like genuinely upset and like filing lawsuits on a weekly basis. Like I saw a video of some guy talking about the lady who runs ICE. I don't even know her fucking name, but she looks ridiculous every time I see her. She's got like this big ass cowboy hat on. She's scared to show her face because she is one of the most. I don't even like to talk about people like that because at the end of the day, she is a human. But yo, shorty got problems, and that's why she don't want you to see her face. She might not even be fucking human. Now that I think about it, because if you there is a picture online of her actual face, And Shorty wears like 3 pounds of makeup. Like 2 inches of makeup on her face, and it still looks crazy. She got all types of plastic surgery done. I don't even know how she got that job, fam. Like, you're supposed to be presentable to people to have one of these positions. But anyway, what's the chat saying? Mrs. Ramos, what's good? Long time no see. All is well, for the most part. You know, same old trying to change old. And get some music going. Oh! We starting with that today. I was talking about the leader of ICE. What is this lady's name? Secretary of ICE. Whatever the fuck her name is. Immigration, Customs Enforcement, high ranking, blah, 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 blah. Oh, Kristi Noem. Oh, yeah. Here's an actual picture of her face. Yo, Mrs. Ramos, good looking for that. You heard? So she's not like terrible to look at, but you could tell she feels a way about herself that she's got to put that much shit on. Oh yeah, what the hell is her name? Noem. Despicable. Look at the... Where do they find these dudes, yo? Where do they find these dudes? Like, take the guns off of those dudes, and I feel like they're the biggest cowards. What's the news on this lady anyway, since it kept me up from fucking sleeping last night? Renee Nicole Good is her name. It looks like nobody... Oh, okay, there are stories today about it. Tim Walz calls for a day of unity in Minnesota. They shot that lady in the head, fam. And what's crazy is they're calling her like a radical or some shit like that, but the lady was literally dropping her son off. She had just dropped her son off at fucking school. The dude who shot her, his name was Jonathan Ross. What a bitch. I hope his wife leaves him and his kids disown him if he has any. Apparently, this dude is so stupid that last year he was also injured in a vehicle incident. He had, because his stupid ass motherfucker keeps standing in front of people's cars like he can't get ran over. Dummy. We're not going to expose the name of this officer. He acted according to his training. No. They should take guns away from these people. They don't need guns. Like if your sole purpose is to identify immigration, like okay, you identify the person, and then how about you call the police, and go through like like due process, like have a judge issue a warrant to have the person arrested. Don't just be going around people. Hey, are you American? You're not. Pow pow. Like what the fuck? That the same officer, what the fuck is his name? Mr. Ross, bitch ass motherfucker. I know y'all all seen the video. I'm not one of those people who likes to show the video over and over again. Somebody said, yeah, she looks like an aged out IG model. Facts. Christy also killed her puppy for. Oh, that's the lady who said that she killed her dog. That's the same lady. I didn't even know that. I shot a couple in Portland the next day. Yo, I didn't even know that. I'm still reeling off this one shit. That shit is out of control. So that brings me back to the theme of this video. Are y'all ready for war? Hopefully you at least have some type of a firearm. If you don't have a firearm, hopefully you have at least some type of a stick to hit people with. A knife, a combat knife, or some. I just don't want y'all to be out there depending on your hands. You know what I'm saying? Because unless you have boxing training, going hand to hand ain't really cool. Unless you're like, what was homie's name? Macaulay Culkin from fucking Home Alone. Unless you could booby trap your house to that extent, I feel like you definitely need to invest in some protection. I would go as far as saying is like getting bug out bags and fucking meal kits and shit like that. But the only reason why I'm not gonna go ahead and advocate for that is because number one, I myself don't do it. Probably because I don't have the bread. If I had the bread to like just spend on a lot of that shit, I would. But I know what if that shit is necessary, what's gonna happen is, in my mind at least, like you remember the show The Walking Dead? You remember how people kind of banded together and created like these independent communities, or they banded together and made like these caravans that traveled together? I'm pretty sure that's how it's gonna be. As you can see, maybe I watch too much TV, or I used to at least. But I'm very familiar with the way America teaches us things through media, such as fucking movies and films and shows and all that shit. They're lessons that we need to learn. And I say all that to say is if it really comes down to that, it's gonna be, can you organize a group of people to go loot your stores? That's gonna be number one. And even when you do that, you're gonna have to deal with like pirates to and from on the way, like people trying to rob you after you rob a store. And that's what I mean. You gotta be protected. You gotta know how to shoot. That is an invaluable skill. You want to know how to negotiate. You want to know the art of persuasion. You want to know how to think quick on your feet. Possibly even learn your local terrain. Maybe invest in a map. Because what if the grid goes down, you can't charge your cell phone. For whatever reason, you have no access to the internet. These are all things that I think about on a daily basis. And I try to mentally prepare myself for it. You know what I mean? Like, I try not even like. It sounds funny saying it out loud, but I try not to even think about my babies because they're so far and like so out of my reach that I can't protect them if the shit was to pop off right now at this second. But that's the first place I would definitely try to go, is to get closer to them to protect them as much as I can. But Valady is a black belt, so there's that. Even though I doubt she could karate chop a motherfucker these days. But she she know how to shoot. She's a good shot too. She got good aim. So shout out to her for that. That's one of the reasons I knew she was a keeper. But anyway, this ICE officer who goes by the name of Jonathan Ross, he was dragged by a car 6 months ago and got 30 stitches in his leg. This shit is so wild, yo. People act like immigrants don't make up this country. Like, this country was founded by immigrants. Some might even go so far as to calling them criminals because they weren't necessarily like welcome in their homelands. So they fled and they came here and colonized. And that's how we get America. Well, that's how we get the United States of America, let's just say. America is probably, I don't know what they called it before they called it United States. I think it was like Turtle Island or some shit like that. But there were millions of people here before they got here. It was probably just as populated back then as it is now. But yeah, man, stop approaching people in their cars. How about that? Or like I said, do due process. Hey, are you American? No? Do you have your papers? No? Okay, what's your name? And then get their name and walk away. Where do you live? You know? Shit like that. They be trying to execute people right away. Power hungry motherfuckers. Okay, he knows what it's like to serve an administrative warrant. That makes sense. I don't know why they don't do that shit these days, man. Like, what happened to due process? What happened to the so-called Constitution? Okay. Let's get you out of here. You had a wild zombie dream? I stay having zombie dreams. Oh, who else needs to be blocked? Shit crazy. Dang, crazy. Dang, shit crazy. All right. What else? Oh shit! United States just intercepted a fifth sanctioned oil tanker about an hour ago. Another thing that I learned too is that there's an active what's called sanction busters. So like whenever America puts sanctions on a country or whatever, there's, of course, it just makes sense. There's literally organizations that try to work out ways to get around the sanctions. Obviously. But I don't know why I didn't think of that. I thought people would just be super scared because they know what the United States is capable of. What's up with you?
Looking for that glass container that's got a pour on it.
Oh,
Does it exist anymore?
I don't know. I don't really know what you mean.
It's like glass measuring.
A glass measuring cup?
Yeah. It's one size and then it's made out of glass.
Is one size and it's made out of glass? You're not talking about the measuring cup, right? The 2-cup measuring cup? A Pyrex cup?
It's made out of glass. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what you mean, really.
It's too big to fit in this stuff.
Tanaz, what's good? Welcome to the chat. Everything is cool. I'm Chris. No complaints on this side. Just going through the news, asking people if they're ready for war. Sharing my thoughts about how it would play out if it indeed did play out. How I'm a little bit looking forward to it because I feel like shit need to change in this country, and I think we're past the point of no return if in fact we do go to war or have like a major civil uprising and people build guillotines and park them outside of the White House. That would be dope. Somebody should just build one and park that shit outside the Senate. You know what I mean? That's what I think. It does sound like he means the Pyrex though. Yep. Oh shit, I have coffee over there. Oh shit, we back. Shout out to everybody who has a close relationship with their elders, namely their mom and dad, uncles and aunts, grandpas and grandpas. It's very important that you tap in with them on a regular basis. Take it from me. Anderson, what's good? Mrs. Anderson. Every time I see your name, I think of The Matrix. Probably my favorite movie ever. My favorite. If it's not a trilogy, what is it? That's a good question. If it's, well, I don't even know how to ask that question. The thing that I always that I want people to remember, if you remember anything from this live, it is your quality of life is equal to the quality of questions that you ask yourself. I feel like I'm gonna get that tattooed somewhere. If it's a series of 4 What is it? It's not a trilogy. Trilogy. What comes after a trilogy? What comes after a trilogy? Why are they giving me this? Oh, okay, here we go. I had it on the wrong thing. A set of 4 works is called a tetralogy. What? Tetralogy. There we go. Tetralogy. So the Matrix is actually a tetralogy. People, wait, because there is actually a Matrix 4, right? So no, what comes after? What comes after a tetralogy? What comes after a tetralogy? Tetralogy. A series of 5 works is called a pentalogy. So I guess a 6 would be a hexalogy. A hexalogy. Oh shit. Okay, so Matrix is actually a pentalogy because the Animatrix is a film that not a lot of people know about, but it's still canonical in the whole thing. What you doing out there?
Doing some shit.
Doing some shit?
Shit.
That's what's up, Anderson. 777, 777. Trilogy of 7. Wasn't you in the dude right there? Oh shit, I know who you're talking about. Nah, that wasn't me, fam. But that actor is a great actor though. I know who you're talking about. Ba, 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 ba. Raheem, welcome to the chat. Oops. Quadrilogy. Oh, okay. So a tetralogy is also a quadrilogy. But whatever. That was just a side note. Needed to discover something new for myself today. Obviously. What else we got? What else we got? We gonna do. All right. There we go. Sounds reignited. And then the next thing we're gonna do is go look at these stocks, see what they're doing. What's BSX doing today? 15 minutes. High Sense was good. How you feeling? How you feeling? What you up to today? Alright, BSX is down and it's looking like They made their move for the day. What's my SoFi doing? I'm up, yo. I'm up. I'm almost up $100 for the quarter, not the day. I wish I was up $100 for the day. Ooh, that would be dope. Imagine. One of these days, I'm gonna be having $200, $300 days just with stocks. What a nice little track. You can't go wrong with some acoustics in the drum. You can't go wrong with some acoustics in the drum. Okay, we still in the middle of this box. Where did we start at today? 9:30, we went up. That's the 15-minute range. We sold all the way back down. Is that an engulfing candle? No, it's not. But Tower Powers. Oh, shit is choppy today. Shit is choppy in the market today. What's going on? What else we want to look at? Ooh, my silver play. Woo! I caught silver at the perfect time. I'll tell you that. I'm not a financial advisor or no shit like that, but I will advise you to, if you want to invest in something, check out real assets like gold and silver right now, because that shit is going crazy, and it has been going crazy for like the last year or so. Probably because of all the AI shit, and gold and silver are used heavily in like semiconductors and microchips and shit like that. And if you're gonna invest, I'm not talking to you, Siri. Bye. If you're gonna invest, look at the chart first. I will just don't go and go buy some shit right off the top, just because whatever. Go look at the chart. Look at when the last low was. See if that low is higher than the rest of the week. If it's higher than the rest of the week, then maybe go for the weekly low and then buy when the next time the price hits the weekly low. Matter of fact, I got something on my let's see what Warren Buffett, because I've been wondering, I wanted to watch this shit, Threads, but I haven't had the chance to yet. Warren Buffett is about to teach us how to evaluate a stock in 3 minutes. Does be getting on my nerves, I'm not gonna hold you, but I still find things that are valuable on here. Where's my page? There it is. All right, let me stop this over here. Boop, boop. Yo, who saw the latest 2 episodes of Jujutsu Kaisen? Who saw it? Who saw it? Was it you? Did you see it? Do you watch anime? Are you into that? If you love anime, watch Jujutsu Kaisen, fam. And I'm about to put y'all on Japanese rap. Yo, has anybody ever cooked chicken with apples? Where is it? Maybe it's a repost. There we go. First, look at this puppy. All right, let me pause it. Turn you around. Before we listen to Warren Buffett teach us how to evaluate a stock in 3 minutes, I need you to look at this. Damn. Talk about a crash. I need you to look at this puppy. Are you ready for the cutest thing you've ever seen in your life? Play it. Here we go.
这也太搞笑了，怎么走的嘞？
Oh my goodness. And shout out to all the puppies in the world, fam. I love pups. Humans don't deserve dogs. All right. To Warren Buffett. Now that you've been cutified. All right. So we're going to listen to Warren Buffett teach us how to value a stock in 3 minutes.
What is the number?
So stay tuned for the next.
Knowing about the future, and could predict all the
Stay tuned for the next 3 minutes.
the business would give you between.
How do you find intrinsic value?
Okay. Dude. Spin you around like James Brown so you can see where we at.
Is how do you find intrinsic value in a company?
Well, intrinsic value is what is the number that if you were all knowing about the future and could predict all the cash that a business would give you between now and Judgment Day, discounted at the proper discount rate, that number is what the intrinsic value of a business is. In other words, the only reason for making an investment and laying out money now is to get more money later on, right? That's what investing is all about. Now, when you look at a stock, when you look at a bond, assuming it's the United States government bond, it's very easy to tell how much you're going to get back. It says it right on the bond. It says when you get the interest payments, it says when you get the principal. So it's very easy to figure out the value of a bond. It can change tomorrow if interest rates change. But the cash flows are printed on the bond. The cash flows aren't printed on a stock certificate. That's the job of the analyst, is to print out, change that stock certificate, which represents an interest in the business, and change that into a bond and say, this is what I think is going to pay out in the future. When we buy, some new machine for Shaw to make carpet, that's what we're thinking about, obviously. And you all learn that in business school. But it's the same thing for a big business. If you buy Coca-Cola today, the company is selling for about $110 to $15 billion in the market. The question is, if you had 110 or 15 billion, you wouldn't be listening to me, but I'd be listening to you incidentally. But the question is, would you lay it out today to get what the Coca-Cola company is going to deliver to you over the next 200 or 300 years? The discount rate doesn't make much difference after as you get further out. And that is a question of how much cash they're going to give you. It isn't a question of, it isn't a question about how many analysts are going to recommend it or what the volume in the stock is or what the chart looks like or anything. It's a question of how much cash it's going to give you. That's the only reason. It's true if you're buying a farm. It's true if you're buying an apartment house. Any financial asset. Oil in the ground. You're laying out cash now to get more cash back later on. And the question is how much are you going to get? When are you going to get it? And how sure are you? And when I calculate intrinsic value of a business, when we buy businesses, and whether we're buying all of a business or a little piece of a business, I always think we're buying the whole business because that's my approach to it. I look at it and say, what will come out of this business and when? And what you really like, of course, is them to be able to use the money they earn and earn higher returns on it as you go along. I mean, Berkshire has never distributed anything to its shareholders, but its ability to distribute goes up as the value of the businesses we own increases. We can compound it internally, but the real question is, Berkshire selling for, we'll say, 105 or so billion now. What can we distribute from that 100? If you're going to buy the whole company for 105 billion now, can we distribute enough cash to you soon enough to make it sensible at present interest rates to lay out that cash now? And that's what it gets down to. And if you can't answer that question, you can't buy the stock.
Is how do you find intrinsic value in a company?
That wasn't as good as I thought it was gonna be. I thought our man Mr. Buffett was gonna bestow upon us some fucking golden goose knowledge. I've been waiting to watch that 3-minute clip for like a week, and he basically told me nothing. He was like, basically, if you invest in something now, you want to make sure that it's gonna pay you more money later on. Duh, Warren Buffett. You got that rich with that that deep knowledge? Come on, fam. Chilling now and today. That's what it is. Unseen. Put this camera right back there. Bow. Let's see what Anderson is talking about. Choppy in my life right now. I had to take an online situationship back down to just a friendship, and he's a little shook. It'll be okay though. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Is it your life being choppy that made you take the online situationship down to a friendship? Or is it the situationship going down to a friendship that's making your life choppy is my question. Which one is the cause and which one is the effect? Thank you for the cupcake, Zelda. Appreciate that. Scott, thank you for the engagement and watching. I don't know why you're so concerned about whether I'm in prison or not. Do you know anybody in prison with a motherfucking a light stick? I don't think so. Let's be real. Let's use our biscuits. Does anybody in the chat garden? Because I want to show you this. I just learned that this was a thing yesterday. It's like a thumb with a little knife on the end of it. Look at that. Look at that. Ingenious invention. Peeling the bean sprouts. Peeling the garlic. Peeling the ginger. That's so fire. No, I don't know where to get it, but I just want you to know that it exists because I didn't even know it existed. Oh, here's a list since we're talking about war, right? The Latin American countries that the U.S. invaded, destabilized, and were involved in their government affairs and like the last 100 or so years. So in 1898, it was Puerto Rico. In 1890s and the 1950s, it was Cuba, or Cuba, how we say it in America, Nicaragua, Dominican Republic, Guatemala, Panama, Chile, Uruguay, I think that's how they say it, Uruguay, Argentina, El Salvador, Bolivia, Brazil, Ecuador, Mexico, Venezuela, and Honduras. Holy shit. And the fact that they arrested Nicolas Maduro before they arrested Benjamin Netanyahu is a choice, to say the least. It's very, very interesting how America be operating, and which is why I believe that we all know, you and I, every single common person in this country knows that some shit need to change. And it needs to be a drastic change. Is war the only thing that will change it? I fear that if we allow it to be war, the people who have the power to wage war are going to be the inheritors of the geographic location known as the United States of America and the systems that it possesses. Ideally, the people who live here also known as the American people, don't allow that to happen. And we find a way to seize control of the means of production. And a lot of people hear means of production and they say, socialists! You're one of them social commies. And that's their way of disparaging you and kind of wiping away any valid point that you can have, because people are scared of communism for some reason. But in my opinion, I think that capitalism, communism, and socialism need to work together as kind of like this trifecta of a system. Some things should be communized, such as food, clothing, and sheltering. Some things should be socialized, but like they already are. You fucking, except big business capitalizes on it, but I'm talking about like social media and shit like that. It's for everybody, but everybody doesn't reap the reward and benefit from it. In the same way that the corporation who harvests the data from these social media companies are able to sell the data to companies who have most of the time nefarious ideas of what to do with that data and how they can use it against you and sell you more shit. And then everybody should have access to a capital system to where they can buy and exchange goods for a perceived equivalent exchange. But at no time should infinite growth be promoted or accepted as an ethical or moral idea. And at no time should we think that it's a good idea to pillage the earth for resources that you basically get from child labor. Because if you think about all like most of the gold, the silver, the diamonds, the uranium, the fucking what else is a natural resource that you can think of off the top of your head? All of them. What I'm essentially trying to say is capitalism inherently, or at least crony capitalism, I don't want to wipe the board with capitalism completely, but at least crony capitalism, it promotes this idea of infinite growth. And to have infinite growth, you need to constantly be able to produce at a cheaper rate than what you started with. So you need to turn over more profit next year. And in order to do that, you need to make the same product, maybe not even make the same product better, because as you can see with planned obsolescence, they make shit to break down in, whatever amount of time so you can buy more shit. But they need to make more profit, therefore they try to cut costs. Instead of making better products, they just cut costs. And in order to cut costs, you're on a slippery slope to fucking child slavery and all types of infringement of labor laws. They're basically stealing labor from people as much as possible. That's why there's no room in an ethical society for billionaires. If you're a billionaire, you're stealing labor. I literally feel like when you make $900 million, every dollar you make in profit in addition to that should be given to the people who work underneath you, who are not yet 900 millionaires. You know what I mean? Like if I have $900 million, obviously I have some type of enterprise, industry, company, whatever that made me the $900 million. There shouldn't be anybody underneath me who's making minimum wage. Because if you own a business, you should understand that due to inflation, due to the devaluation and depreciation of the Federal Reserve note, minimum wage is just some bullshit ass idea. It's really just stealing. Because if we really talking about minimum wage with keeping in mind what inflation and the devaluation of the Federal Reserve note is, then nobody in this country should be making anything less than $60 an hour. For real. But yeah, that's my daily spiel on economics. Economics and war go hand in hand. Usually we go to war because of economics. Happy Feet was good. Razia, what's up? What I got out of what Warren said was it's later, not now, so be cool. When you're investing, you know that this isn't the same day delivery. So don't be hawking it. You'll drive yourself. Fill in the blank. Facts. Yeah. Happy Feet, happy Friday, my love. Yeah, man. Let's get that music back on. Oh, we had an hour 9. What else do I have for you all today? Again, once again, shout out to Brianna Ramos for that motherfucking beautiful gift she sent me. Appreciate that shit, yeah. I said play some laid back shit. And it's giving me that. What y'all eating today, man? I'm fasting today. I got a nice workout plan at 3 o'clock. I had to literally plan a workout today because I haven't been doing it. So I had to 2-3 days ago, I put that shit in the calendar. I said, I don't give a fuck what's going on today. I'm working out at 3 p.m. today. I'm working out for a good hour. I'm gonna bust the craziest fucking sweat. But I also want to nourish myself. I don't want to go over there with no type of fuel or whatever, you know, no type of energy. Oh, snap. About to make a power smoothie and take my supplements. There you go. I should do the same thing. Matter of fact, I'm happy I asked because I do have things to make smoothie. I got frozen banana. I got mixed fruit. What else can I put in there? I need to invest in some protein. I feel like I'm not getting enough protein. I don't even be hungry no more. I haven't been hungry in like a week. Another reason why I was like, I need to go work out. Because if I work out and still don't get hungry, something's wrong. Something's wrong. Bay was good. Bay 510. The Bay Area. How is it out there these days? I know it's early in the morning. They still telling y'all to leave y'all windows open because if you somebody told me, yo, when you go to Oakland, I was out there like 2 years ago. They was like, yo, you gotta leave your windows open because if your windows is closed, they're gonna smash them and steal whatever you have on the inside. And I'm from the hood, so that just did not sound like a good idea to me. I don't know what type of shit is going on out there, but if it was really that real, I feel like stick-up kids will wait for the other stick-up kids. Like if I close my windows, I'm gonna just sit there and wait for somebody to come smash them. And when they try to come smash them, I'm gonna fuck them up on site and take everything that they have. You know what I mean? But that shit was wild when I heard that. And the person who told me that, they were also from somewhere else, and they told me that they had just witnessed like a car robbery or whatever. Pumpkin seeds, chia seeds, baobab. Oh, I need some baobab. That would be dope. Burger sleuth. Oh, you in San Fran? That's what it is. San Fran is dope. A lot of hills. A lot of beautiful scenery. A lot of beautiful homes. Real estate. I fuck with San Fran. I'm about to put some Cocoa Puffs in this movie. That's all I got. Some bananas, some mixed fruit, and some Cocoa Puffs. That would be crazy. All right. Tax season is coming up. Who's filing taxes and who's not filing taxes? And if you were to file taxes, why? Why would you? Is it just out of fear of what would happen to you if you didn't file taxes? That is the question. That's what's up, Happy? No incidents today? Was them children acting up on the bus? Did you have to stop it and threaten to whoop somebody's ass? Damn, that is a long day though. You got this, Happy. You got this, girl. Razia. Any Virgo advice for organization and cleaning? How do you conquer messiness while cooking? Definitely clean while you cook. That's what I do. By the time I'm finished cooking, the only thing that's dirty is the pot that the food is in. Another thing that's kind of obvious is just constantly be cleaning. I'm always cleaning throughout the day. So I don't really like big cleanups because big cleanups are very like daunting to me. So I never start because I know it's so much to clean. So I clean little things every day. Like just yesterday, I was cleaning the tabletops and wiping off the lampshades. It took me like 5 or 10 minutes. Before that, I was cleaning window shields. Oh, always go top to bottom too. Top to bottom, you gotta clean top to bottom. I am notorious for starting with the floor because the floor is usually like the lowest hanging fruit to me. You don't have to bend down. You don't have to really like use any elbow grease to clean the floor. You just get a broom and a mop and you sweep and you mop. And it's super easy. I can't stand dirty floors. I like to walk around in my bare feet, if not my socks. So I usually do start with the floor first. I'm guilty with that. But the reason why I get to do it and get away with it is because I'm constantly cleaning. So the floor is always the thing that gets the dirtiest fast because my dad, he don't like it. As many times as I told him, yo, when you come in the house, take off your shoes. He just don't got it in him. So I stopped asking him to do it. So that means every 2 or 3 days, my floors get dirty and I have to sweep them up. Tables don't get dirty that fast. Tables take like a week and a half to get a little layer of dust on them. So that's when I take them out, like every week and a half. Lampshades, like every month. Walls, you want to do your walls at least every 2 weeks. I know it's crazy. People like walls. What you mean walls? Yeah, you gotta actually clean your walls, man. You gotta get a rag and you gotta wipe down your walls. Don't believe me? Wipe down your walls, and then take a picture of the rag and send it to me. You'll see how much dirt stay on your walls. What's all that?
Dispute water.
What you gonna do with that?
That's it.
Oh, that's for your battery. Is back working again? Oh, so you decided not to get the starter? Oh, the alternator.
Leave the battery.
Oh, okay.
That's it. Needs to be out. Needs to be able to carry it out back. You don't need to be in the house.
Yeah, that's acid right there. Yeah. Oh, that's what's up, Happy. The best bus driver ever. Oh, where you got hit on? Get him. So what happened? Tell us the story. What happened? You was in the bus. You was stopped at a light, and you had your window open, and somebody was like, "Yo, cutie driving a bus. What up?" What happened? Tell me how it happened. Mega B, yeah, man. It's if it ain't in him, it ain't in him. Like I can't even do it if I. It's just so habitual for me. As soon as I walk through the door, first thing, not even a second thought. Like my body is just moving to take off my kicks. Even if I'm coming in the crib for like a quick second, I make the trip that much longer by having to take off my shoes, walk in, get the little thing that I was gonna get, put back on my shoes, and then walk out. It's not even so much about the dirt and the filth, it's about the energy of bringing outside in. Like you wouldn't go jump in your bed. Like you wouldn't wear clothes outside all day, do the things that you do outside, and then go jump in your bed and pull the covers over yourself. You wouldn't do that, right? To me, that's the same thing as like wearing your shoes in the house. But you gotta do what you gotta do, man. Path of least resistance for me, you know what I'm saying? I try not to cause too many waves. Okay, he started talking. I asked you, so what you said you was on your route. So was you in the bus is what I. Oh, okay, here we go. I didn't see that part. I was at the light cleaning my side mirrors. Oh, snap. He looked to the side car and this dude is flagging me to open it back. Open back up my window. Oh, that's what's up. I hope he made you smile. So did he get the number? Did he get the digits? And if he didn't get the digits, why not? It's 11:30. What's this saying?
Probably about 15 minutes. Or 4 o'clock. Yeah, when we go over there. John is coming. John's coming, I think. Virgil is coming.
He started talking. He was funny and cute. He didn't get the digits though. All right. So why he didn't get the digits though? Is it because you just don't do those type of things? You don't be giving out your number to random guys out there in the world? Did he not meet the?
I see y'all over there.
The standard of attraction.
12, 15. Where you at? Oh, right. Oh, you talking about the upstate. All right. I'll see you over there. All right? Later. Conversation.
He was a passenger and his mom's was driving, which was cool. Nothing wrong with that. Yeah, that is a little awkward. That is a little awkward. I wonder what his mom said after he said that, after he did that. She was probably like, mijo. The ladies don't like when you shout at them. I don't know why he's Spanish in my mind. Happy, I'm sensing. I don't know what I'm sensing. Are you open to dating? There we go. That's the question. I'll tell him you said what up. Next time you come down. Like, I want to mingle, but at the same time, I hear that, man. I hear that. And you do be busy. It takes a certain type of individual to kind of understand once they get the number. Like, the date don't necessarily happen. It's not going to just happen like that. But it might. It might. But, how do you feel about it now that it's been like a whole day? Do you feel like there's a little piece of you feel like, damn, I wish I would have gave him my number? Lily, welcome to the chat. What up? The kids are doing great. That's all I'm gonna say. You gotta catch up. You got a lot of catching up to do. But thank you for the follow, the long time subscribership and all of that. But at the same time, I'm just skeptical of people and their intentions. I hear you. That's what when I said I was sensing something, my immediate sense wanted to say, I'm sensing that you are fearful of the potential outcome. You might be a little fearful of what it takes to start talking to somebody. It takes time and energy and shit, and you know, it can be exhausting. It can be daunting. It can be draining. But unfortunately, I feel like a lot of us, if not most of us, if not all of us, want companionship. And that's really the only way to get to it, is to get through it. You got to get through that phase of, you know, awkwardness and weird shit. Like, you know, just figuring people out and their intentions. And even when you feel like you figure people out and what their intentions are, that doesn't mean that shit is going to be consistent. You know, I know. Dang, Lily, you been in the game that long. That's what it is. See, happy? That's how I be feeling all the time, son. That's how I feel all the time. Like when I'm out in public and I see a shorty that I feel like I would talk to, I don't. Like I find excuses why it's just not permissible right now. Like it's just not ideal right now. And so I don't. But then I always tell myself after I'm out of the area or after like the time has passed to actually execute on the idea, I regret it. I'm like, oh, that hurts. Like that should literally be hurting my heart. And I be, you know, sometimes hours go by and I'll be like beating myself up in the head, like, damn, why I ain't say nothing? And then I'll say to myself, if I see her again, that's the universe's way of letting me know that I should talk to her, and I'll definitely talk to her next time. But that shit rarely happens. Rarely happens. But I don't know. I feel like there's work that needs to be done there because we don't always get second chances. Definitely don't always get second chances. You know, so just let that be an indicator to you that the universe wants you to seize your opportunities when they come. Especially being a woman, because most of the time women don't initiate conversation. Y'all be wanting to, but you don't. Because y'all feel like it's not a woman's place to initiate conversation. Which I totally get, which I totally understand. But the world is crazy, man. The world is different. It's not the traditional way of doing things isn't really ideal because we're not traditional humans anymore. Society isn't the traditional society that we've been seeing in the media and reading about, and the way that our parents and grandparents met and carried on in their life is not even close to the world that we live in now. It's not even close, fam. They didn't have social media. They didn't have the internet. I feel like social media has changed everybody. I was gonna say mostly women because women are social creatures, and so the way they shape their ideas and inner narratives derives from the stories that they hear from other people, whereas men, we kind of just make up our own mind without the input of outside stimulus. But I'm gonna just go ahead and include everybody because like I said, it's different. The world is fucking different. I feel like this if society can be personified in any way and individualized in any way, society kind of is leaning into this future where humans are androgynous. Like there's always going to be a feminine and masculine because we are men and women, but let society tell it, the lines are going to be more blurred, if not non-existent. And so you're going to see more women doing what traditionally a man would do, and more men doing what traditionally a woman would do. And that's just the world that we live in. So happy. I hope that you know, if you truly do want companionship, I think that's where you start. You gotta ask yourself that. And I feel like you already know the answer, but you gotta ask yourself if you want it, why you want it, and then what to do about that. Like, do you let those situations where somebody pulls up to you at the light while you're cleaning your mirrors and he's like exerting energy to get a chance to talk to you? Do you go ahead and accept that offer from the universe to open that door to potential companionship? Because how many times is that going to happen to you? You know what I mean? That's what I think, at least. What's the goal for me this year? What do I want to accomplish? I mean, you already know. I got to get back up to Columbus, Georgia. That's my biggest thing. However that happens, I'm open to that. I'm ready for that. That's my biggest goal. And like, it's not even a yearly, it's not an annual goal. It's like a quarterly goal. Like, I need to do that, now. Smart Savvy, what up? Good to have you, even if it's just for a few minutes. I've been on for an hour and a half, yo. I'm starting to feel like I'm hungry. Starting to feel a little hunger. Oh, I have leftovers. Yum. What about you, Razia? What's your goal for this year? What is something that you want to accomplish? Besides keeping that young man safe. That handsome young man you got going over there. Making sure he increases in intelligence and strength and ability. So what are your goals this year? Sorry if you already answered. I stepped out for a minute. Yeah, I answered it already, but it's simple enough to say it again. My goals immediately are to get back to Georgia because I'm in Florida right now. But you probably didn't know because you haven't been keeping in touch. Whoa. Funny. Wow. Yeah, I'll be seeing a drama go on in front of where I live. Holy shit. I want to learn to be organized due to trauma in my life and surroundings have always been chaotic. Trauma response for rushing and hurrying. I want to slow down and teach my baby also why it's important. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one to lock in for life. Organization is key. I feel like if you can't organize your life, you damn sure can't organize people. And the only reason why the world is in the shape that it's in is because people don't know how to organize with each other. So definitely start within yourself, in your mind, in your heart. Organize your thoughts. Self-reflection. Get clear on what you want out of life. Start there. And simultaneously, what actually will probably help you organize your inner sanctum is do the fucking dishes. Go through your cabinets and make sure everything in your cabinets is where you want it to be and make sure it looks the way you want it to look. What else? But yeah, organization is definitely key. So that's a great goal to have this year, Razia. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Lily. I think a lot has been going on in most people's lives. The world is just world, and the earth is earthing, the spinning is spinning, upward and downwards for most of us, ebbs and flows. But my condolences about your grandma. Gma's in a better place. What's the most recent spiritual awakening you feel like you've had?
It's life or death, waiting for you. I'm trapped in a loop and I can't get through.
And a question I want to pose to the chat in general is, if the early bird gets the worm, why do good things come to those who wait? Is it one of those things? I feel like reality operates in that way. Like it's always in some type of divine dichotomy. Like things that seem like they can't be true at the same time often are. You know what I mean? Have you ever realized that?
In a loop and I can't get through. I'm waiting for you. I'm trapped.
Uh-oh, what's this? Come over here. What is she talking about?
Real ones, not the fake made up ice proppy trumps, ice proppy trumps. Good afternoon. I'm Rochelle Bilal, the sheriff for the city and county of Philadelphia. And I say her name, Renee Good. Renee Good. Renee Good. Renee Good. Renee Good. This should not have happened, but we're here today. Let know that law enforcement professionals, real ones, not the fake made up ice proppy trumps a new army to attack citizens of the United States. Did you hear what I said? No law enforcement professional wears a mask. None. None. Those that come into our communities wearing a mask to commit crime, thank God for our district attorney, Larry Krasner, who said he's going to lock them up. And I'm saying now, we are not going to whisk you away for them to hide your identity, because when you do it there, you get arrested there. No whisk away for them to hide you. None of that here. None of that here. Law enforcement professionals do not shoot at moving vehicles. I'm not saying fleeing, because she wasn't fleeing. She was getting out of the way. Law enforcement professionals do not stand in front of moving vehicles invoking an action that is illegal. No, we don't. And so we stand here today with all those who stand against the made-up, fake, what you can call ICE, professional law enforcement. I don't call them none of that. I call them made-up, fake, wannabe law enforcement. Because what they do is against not only legal law, but the moral law. So I'm with the DA, and we will work with them. If any of them want to come in this city and commit a crime, you will not be able to hide. Nobody will whisk you off. You don't want this smoke, because we will bring it to you. And the fake, whatever they call them, because I can't say the name, but the criminal in the White House will not be able to keep you from going to jail. Renee Good should be here today. And to her family, we are saying law enforcement professionals are not the ones here in this city that would do that.
All right. I love that. That just happened not too long ago, a few hours ago. My biggest problem with that is she did not say what I feel like she should have said, which was if you're an ICE agent and you have a mask on and a cop sees you, you should get arrested right off the rip. Right off the rip. As soon as the cops, it's like seeing somebody do 150 miles per hour do a 35. A cop is going to arrest you. She didn't say that though. As she made a lot of sense, but some of the shit she was saying was kind of incoherent. But yeah, that would be cool to see. Imagine police officers, the PD, not shoot it out, because I don't want to see bullets flying into innocent people's homes and cars and shit, but the PD kind of have this like quasi war, if you will, with ICE. That would be fucking dope. I would pay to see that. I would fucking pop some popcorn and turn on the news. Woo! That would be dope. Damn. Yeah. See what the chat is saying. Lily, red dab, boop, 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 boop. And for me, my recent spiritual awakening was relationship based, healing a father wound. I live with my dad, and he's always been there in the physical, but never emotionally available. That's interesting. How did you, Lily, if you're still here with us, how did you learn that you have a father wound? And how have you begun to heal the father wound? Because I'm interested. I have a self-diagnosed mother wound. But I hear that not having an emotionally available father, I can't really speak on it because I feel like I'm very emotionally available to mine, mostly because of the way my dad wasn't emotionally available to me, and wishing that he would have been. So, we break chains. We be the change that we want to see in the world, and that is one of them. So shout out to you though for discovering that about yourself. Somebody said Police Academy. The human experience is exhausting sometimes. Yeah, it is. It definitely is. And that's why we all go to sleep. That's why we all go to sleep. I ask myself that all the time. Like, how did I feel like it was a good idea to come here and live this shit out? Am I just a non-playable character? I want to be the main character, which means I have to do things that impact my environment. And I feel like my circumstances keep me from doing that. You know what I mean? Their emotional growth is stunted because you keep attracting emotionally stunted men. I hear that. It's sad, but I feel like a majority of men are emotionally stunted. I can't say all. I've seen them on the internet. I know they're out there. Men who have emotionally matured themselves. I've seen them, but only on the internet. I don't think I've met one in real life to this day. Wait, let me go back to my New York days. When I lived in New York, is really the last time I had like friends to study. Yo, that's so funny. And that was fucking 8 years ago. Wait. 2017, 3 plus 6. 9 years. That was 9 years ago. Holy fuck. Yep. I can't think of one. I want to say I have one in mind, and I just don't know him to really feel confident in saying that. I don't know him that much, and the reason why I say I don't know him that much is because he went away for a while. He was in jail for a while, so that kind of like put space in between us. Not on anything violent or anything like that, just some substance stuff. And I would still say that emotionally he's super mature from what I know of him. But the reason why I put a pause on it is because if you listen to the mother of his children, which I've had conversations with her, she makes him out to be kind of like a monstrosity. So I want to give him credit for being the most emotionally mature man that I've ever met. It's a shame that the one person I can think of, his baby moms, would say otherwise. And I feel like that's probably my situation too, unfortunately. Like, I know how emotionally mature I am, especially relative to other men in the world, in life. But if you were to ask the mother of my children, she might not agree with that. But I don't know. Maybe she would. Maybe she would. Maybe she would. Maybe she would. She would probably just say, "Oh, he ain't got no money. That nigga don't got no money. And he can't pay for everything that I want in life." So, there that goes. What happened to my music? Oh yeah, I was listening to that cop. Oh shit, I was on live for a minute. Now you go, Lily. I get you. Some spam. Oh, the only time I've ever had spam was when I went to Hawaii. That shit was fire. I should buy it. I don't know why I have an apprehension of buying meat in a can. But it was tasty when I did have it in Hawaii and in Maui. Lily says, I've met conscious, woke, aware men, but not an emotionally mature man. And there's a difference. I definitely hear what you're saying with that. I would argue that there is no difference. You can't be woke without being emotionally mature. Well, I guess, so woke is like this idea that you just know what's going on in the world. You see the fuckery for what it is. But that's very superficial woke. That's being awake but daydreaming still. To me, authentic woke is seeing the malady in the world, seeing the malice of society, of the institutions, of the systems, and then internalizing that and asking yourself what you would do in these people's situations. Would you perpetuate the things that they perpetuate? Would you change the things that they perpetuate? And how would you do that? Would you be capable of doing that? Would you be able to make those decisions for yourself? Can you make those decisions for yourself? Have you made those decisions for yourself and in your immediate circumference of existence? That's being woke to me. So it's all inner work, realistically. So, yeah, that's what I would say about that. How do you season your spam? Is co-parenting something that gets easier with time? It should. Everything should be easier with time. See you later. Love you too. Thank you, thank you. Yeah.
You didn't say that?
Nope.
Drop shit on your door.
Oh, I didn't even notice that. I just saw her out there walking around. I was like, what is she doing? Yeah. No seasoning needed on spam? Wow. You just what do? You saute it, you cut it in slices and saute it. Doesn't it come like in a little brick the size of a can? Oh yeah, let me answer that question. Does it get easier with time? Co-parenting. Yeah, all things, especially co-parenting, should get easier with time because you're using your past experience to inform how you move forward. So yeah, it should be easier. What probably gets harder with co-parenting is things that you don't like unfamiliar territory. So right now, what's unfamiliar to me is it makes me want to throw up just thinking about it, especially saying it out loud. I'm about to say it out loud. But having some dude around my girls. Yo, I read one of the most triggering things I've ever read on the fucking internet the other day. Some dude on Thread said, I can't remember exactly what he said. Like, I wiped it out of my memory. Yeah, I can't even remember what he said. But it's around this idea of a man starting a romantic relationship with the mother of my children, and then that relationship advances to the point where he lives with my children. And then it's just that's not gonna be easy for me, man. It's not gonna be easy for me at all. Especially because I have daughters. That is not gonna be fucking easy. Hold on, let me close this door. Like, agreements are gonna have to be made that I just don't want another man to discipline my children. You can take notes at which you can come to me at the end of the week or the end of the day and be like, here, this is what I observed with your children. Well, let a man raise his voice to my daughters. That is the best way to get yourself killed. So that's going to be interesting if it ever does happen. And I say if, maybe I should say when, because if I want the best for the mother of my children, I'm sure if I do want the best for her, which I do, I want what she wants for her, and what she wants is to find this man. She wants to find him. She wants to be found by him, maybe. So yeah, it's gonna be very difficult for me. Like, if I was to turn that around and reflect on what that looks like in reverse, is me developing a relationship with a woman and our relationship advancing to the point where she lives with me. I don't even see that happening. Like, I'm too far gone. No woman is ever going to live with me. Any relationship that I ever have in the future moving forward, we will live in separate places. Like, she can come stay for a night or two when my daughters are not there. But when my daughters are there, you cannot live with me. It's never going to happen. That's why I stand right now. I don't need that. Because a woman raising her voice or catching an attitude who is not the mother of my children, like, I would never, assault a woman, but I will definitely ask her, if not remove her, physically remove her from the area. Nobody gets to parent my children but me. That's how I feel. And that's probably because of trauma that I experienced in my parenthood. I don't think I've ever had one of my dad's girlfriends try to discipline me or even raise their voice at me. They've all been super chill or like far enough removed that they never had the opportunity to do that. So yeah, it's uncharted territory. So that's gonna not be easy. But everything else should be easy because we've been there, done that already. People do run away from inner work. It's because it's one of the hardest things you gotta fucking do. You gotta actually assume that you may be wrong. And that's the definition of a narcissist right there. A narcissist can never be wrong. Some people just think that they know it all and they're always right. Or, a narcissist might be able to admit that they're wrong at surface level things. Like, oh, maybe I should have waited a little longer before I cut this, before I cut that person off while I was driving. Like, that's a surface level admission of wrongdoing. Or maybe I should have not ate all of that food. So yeah, they can introspect that far. But for people to go into themselves and say something like what? Like what? Maybe my approach at my life, the way I've executed my ideas for in pursuit of my happiness may have been totally wrong. I don't think a narcissist is capable of that. And I'm not calling anybody a narcissist. I'm just saying there are narcissists out here, and that's what makes them a narcissist, is they're unable to do inner work. And then there are people who can do inner work, but they can't stand on their inner work. Like, let's say you go do some inner work and you realize that you may be mistaken about a way, a path or a pattern that you keep repeating. There are people who are unable to stop repeating that pattern. They can go for a while, but then they relapse back into the same patterns. And I think that's where probably most people exist, in that gray area of empathic over here, narcissist over here, and most people like right in here, maybe leaning a little bit towards the narcissism. Nobody wants to be wrong. But yeah, inner work is one of those things, man. It's a daily task, and it's never fucking easy. Never easy. But with persistence and self-persuasion and self-honesty, I think that's another problem that people have with inner work, is like it means that you have to be honest with yourself. And any type of self-betrayal is not that. And that comes in so many different, it could come in small ass decisions, like, oh, I'm gonna go to bed tonight at 9:30, and 8:30 p.m., 8:45 p.m. comes around, and you definitely have the ability to go take your ass to bed at 9:30, but you be scrolling your phone, or you watch TV for too long, and you end up staying up till 10:30, 11 o'clock. That is self-betrayal. And it might seem like a small thing to you, but that's where your energy leaks. That's where you block your blessings. That's where you stop yourself from the upward spiral. That's where you fall into repeated patterns that have bigger, deeper implications. Oh, now I'm hungry, thinking about sizzling spam. Men chase me and my mom all the time. She's in her 60s and still gets chased. Wow. Yeah. Couldn't be me. Hopefully you all can get along, especially you and the new dude get along. Yeah, I think we'll get along as long as he never makes any one of my daughters cry. That is how he's gonna get killed. And that is how I go to jail, which is no good for my daughters either. So that's what my work is at. So it's gonna be a daily reconciliation that has to happen there. Sonny, what's good? Welcome to the chat. Maybe she'll stick with women. Does that make it less uncomfortable? Yeah, it makes it less uncomfortable, right? That does make it less uncomfortable. But I'm still aware that, like I said, even I don't want any adult disciplining my children besides the mother of my children or me, or the grandmother of my children or me, or the grandfather of my children. Like, you have to have blood relations. If you're an outsider, you cannot discipline my children. You can ask them to maybe not misbehave, but that's the most you could do. And if they deny your request for misbehaving, to stop misbehaving, you just gotta eat it. Sorry. Just don't be around. Remove yourself from the situation. You know what I mean? Go get their mom. Have her do what she should do. But yeah, it's very uncomfortable for men because, you know, men are men, and this book that I just finished reading called How to Raise an Emotionally Intelligent Child says, scientifically, I think something like 65% of sexual abuse comes from, you know, stepdads and shit like that. So, like I said, it's a short path to me in being in prison. All right. As a stepdaughter to a man that wasn't that great or involved, and to a woman that was great and loved my dad through and through, I think it's so important to set boundaries and put the kids first. Facts. That's exactly what I'm saying. My boundary is nobody who is not the mother or the grand uncle or aunt should be able to discipline my children, should be able to raise their voice or even get an attitude with my children. I am 100% wholeheartedly, full-blooded, full throttle against any adult getting aggressive with my children for any reason. Like, I'm fully prepared to do time in jail for that. Why do they keep playing the same song? So, yeah, I'm a very peaceful person, and I will do my due diligence in order to not, like, spaz out right the fuck away. But I know myself, and I've always been, might not always be, but I've always been. And like I said before, I use my past to inform my present and my future. I've always been the person who, once I have an issue with somebody, that comes first. You know? Like, I go handle that shit. Like one of the last fights I ever got into, like a physical fight I ever got into, it was like in 2005 or 6 or some shit like that. Fam, once I found out that this person disrespected the way that they disrespected, I found out on the phone. I hung up the phone. I didn't have a car. I knew where this person was. They were like 4 or 5 miles away. I walked to where they were at and beat the brakes off of them. And that's just the way I operate. I don't do good with, like, oh, I think I need to, well, you know, I just don't want to go to jail, because I know that doesn't serve my children at all either, like, to be unable to be present with them. So definitely gonna do my diligence to not be violent. But I don't have the belief in diplomacy that I should have. And that's probably where I'll learn. That's where my growth is at. That's where my inner work is at, is diplomacy. believing that diplomacy works with adults. Maybe this is something that I'm figuring out as I'm on the camera right here. Right? Like maybe I lean towards anger getting shit done, like physicality getting shit done. When it comes to men, of course, like I've never been aggressive physically towards a woman because I've seen that happen with, you know, other relationships. I'm not going to call no names or point no fingers, but I've seen that, and that's not a good look. It's not a good look at all. So it can't be me. Oh, I like this. I don't even know what she's saying, but she's rapping, and her voice is nice. Smart Savvy, have a great day. So just be intentional in keeping separate homes with your partner. Just be mindful how they'll view it. Yeah, I'm not worried about that at all. Because they're going to be able to understand through my explanation if they ever want to have a conversation. But I'm also very proactive when it comes to conversing with my children and or because Lumi doesn't really understand that much. She's only 23 months old. Wait, is it? No, it's not the 17th yet. Oh, my baby's gonna be 23 months old in 8 days. I'm gonna go ahead and save this. This is fire. Yeah, I'll be able to explain to them why a woman can't live with dada, and they will understand. And I will tell them like, yeah, she comes and stays sometimes when you're not here, but when you're here, she's not. She can come visit if she's cool, which hopefully she is. That's gonna be like a qualifier for any potential relationship that I have in the future is, or can you be cool and cordial with my daughters? But yeah, like I would never do that to some. Like if I have a relationship in the future with someone with children, I would never do anything but show them kids unconditional like love. They can never do wrong. Like if anything, their parent will probably get sick of me because I'm gonna be like, did you empathize with your kid? Did you look at it from their shoes? That's what I do with my daughters. Like, I don't care how bad a kid is being. A kid is being bad because they're asking for attention or help or, you know, knowledge and wisdom. Kids aren't. I don't have a belief in my mind that kids are bad because they want to be. They're bad because they're seeking attention. I know, I was one of those bad kids. Not really, I wasn't bad at all. I had my moments. Yeah, I know they might get their heart broken, but I'm gonna be there. You know, I'm gonna be there, and before they ever get their heart broken, we will have hopefully so many conversations. I don't even want to say hopefully, because that's doubtful. That expresses doubt. We are definitely going to have so many conversations about relationships with ourselves, first and foremost. And then when they are old enough to have relationships with lovers, and you know, when does that start happening? That starts happening like what, 3rd, 4th grade or something? Like when they have their first boyfriend or whatever. I think I had my first girlfriend in like kindergarten, 1st grade. I can't wait to express to her like how much of a mirror we relationships are. Like relationships' primary purpose is to show us who we are in relationship to other people, in relationship to the world, community, society, whatever. So I say all of this to say I'm going to have the most emotionally mature daughters to ever live on the planet, because Dada is so emotionally mature, regardless of whatever you hear outside of my mouth. And I would love to have discourse with anyone who disagrees with me being the most emotionally mature person anybody's ever met. I think people who are genuinely polyamorous have to be the most emotionally mature people in the world. People who've seen pain, struggle, people who have been through the mud, people who have lost the most important people in the world at an early age have to be the most emotionally mature people in the world. They're not always are, because avoidance is a thing. But if you're not avoidant, if you are capable of going within yourself, like I'm like bigging myself up, because this is just one of the places where I shine in the world. Like, I might not be the best looking, I might not have the most money in the shit, but my shit is emotional maturity. Always has been, always, like continuing to grow. Like, even I will continue to grow emotionally in the future. But existential thoughts of who I am and why I want to be here and what is my relationship with the world has been, what's the word? I can't even think of the fancy word that I want to use right now. But basically, it's been on my mind since I was 3.5 years old when my mom died. And that, it's not something that you can really brag about, but in this sense, I do get to brag about it, because 99.9% of people on this earth haven't been through that. So it sucks. It's unfortunate. It caused a lot of suffering in my life, but it also caused me to evolve emotionally very quickly. And everybody who's ever known me knows that about me. So does that mean that I always have the best reaction to things and I'm unable to respond the way that I want to respond to things when they happen? No, it doesn't mean that. I still have my moments, but I'm very quick to catch myself. Like, super quick. If it's not happening while I'm infringing on my own maturity, emotional maturity, it happens almost directly after. It's almost like being two different people at the same damn time. Because as I'm acting out what I believe is the right thing to do, there's also a complete, different me in a parallel dimension that's questioning myself. Which is probably why I'm not financially successful the way that I want to be. Because doubt always coincides or exists simultaneously with my confidence. I'm one of these, I guess, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and say it. I'm one of the rare people who can ask myself, everything that I'm saying, is it true? Or can it be untrue? Can it at the same time not be true? And I don't think a lot of people could do that. She said the music isn't helping. I'm just letting the music play. Oh, the name of that song that I liked, it was called Oxygen Rap by Loreana. It might be Lorena, but it's Loreana, Oxygen Rap. She was like a Latina rapping. It was very nice. Happy feet, enjoy your day. Take that nap, get that sleep. Casey, wow. Welcome to the chat. It's been a minute. I'm just talking my head off today. I've been almost 2.5 hours strong, fam. What am I avoiding something right now? They've been making breakfast for myself. I think I'm gonna just heat something up. I don't want to eat a lot because I have this workout at 3. Basically, my whole day is centered around this workout because I've been avoiding working out for so long that working out is almost the only thing I have on my plate today. Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah, I'm happy that you got to catch it today, Casey. It's been a minute. This is not the time that I normally go live, actually. As you know, I usually do this on even days. Is today an even day? I think it is. No, today is the 9th, right? Yeah, today's the 9th. So it's not an even day and it's not my normal time. I'm just doing this because I was supposed to go live last night, but I got caught up out there in the DoorDash world making that bread, and I didn't get home till like 9 p.m. And at that point, I just wanted to take a shower and go to bed. Oh yeah, and I watched the 2 episodes of Jujutsu Kaisen last night, which were fucking amazing. Like peak fucking animation, peak storytelling. Oh yeah, somebody on Thread said they're convinced that nobody knows what's going on in Jujutsu Kaisen, and I almost got rage baited off of that comment. Whose daughter is that? I love that. Here's another something I want to share with you all. It takes 62 miles to travel from Earth to space. The most energy and effort is needed at liftoff. Once you gain the required speed and momentum, the force holding you down lessens and suddenly everything can get really fast. Please don't turn around. You may be at mile 46. Yeah. Oh my shit. Happy New Year, Casey. What's your Instagram? I'm gonna follow you there. It's EYENERO, Lily. Nero. Xmas was amazing. I'm still actually, I'm editing a vlog that starts right before Halloween. That's how old this footage is. And yeah, it goes all the way through Christmas. And as you know, most of the time when I pull out the camera, it's because my girls are with me, which has kind of been a hurdle for me creating vlogs because I don't want my vlogs to be entirely about my children. It's supposed to be about me and life in general. But Christmas was fucking amazing, yo. I might have overdid it actually. I might have overcompensated for the divide between their mother and I. And she might have too. Those children are spoiled, let's just say that. Me too, and I got lucky. Yeah. I'm gonna leave now. All right, Lily, it was nice talking to you. Facts. Peace out, Brianna. Yo, have you ever seen like a 20-pound deer have like a headbutting match with a rhino? This is not AI. This is not AI. I repeat, this is not AI. But it's like probably the first cutest thing you'll ever see today. Here we go. Yo, look at that. The deer is literally trying to ram the rhino. And the rhino is playing with the deer when it can just step on the deer and that would be it. That was freaking cute. I love the internet for that. That's why the internet was created. To show us how amazing this world could be. But yet and still, we use it to highlight all the bad things and tell each other that we should be living differently than the way that we're living. Where am I watching this? I'm watching this on Threads. I don't know why I fuck with Threads. I love Threads. I fuck with it heavy, but at the same time, it gets on my nerves a little bit. Like Threads really be trying me, as all social media really be trying me sometimes. Instagram kind of. Oh wow. Dang. Instagram kind of lost its appeal to me because it's so consumer driven these days. It's always trying to sell me something. The people that I really want to connect with on there, I rarely see them. Like I actually have to go to my search and I have to type in their names. Like Instagram might show me 2 or 3 ads and 2 or 3 accounts that I don't follow, trying to suggest for me to follow for every one person that I actually follow on there. So it just kind of lost its appeal because of that. I used to always have a full, like every day I would wake up to fucking DMs and shit from people that I know and love. And now nobody talks to each other anymore. It's very different than what it used to be. I miss the days when everything was chronological and there were no ads. Remember when Instagram had no fucking ads? You remember that? Holy shit. Oh. Oh, corn flour. Okay. Yeah. I got some potatoes. I'm about to make some fries later. I need to get turmeric though. I probably need some oil too, some cheap oil. Can't be using 2-3 cups of olive oil or avocado oil at once. Me in life, I'm the little one. Yeah, facts, Unseen, you already know. Like, it's weird too, because I feel like the algorithm be trying to really figure me out, and what it thinks it has figured out about me is that I need to improve certain things in my life. And so when it sells me things, I'm like, oh, you think that's where I'm lacking? So it's like Instagram becomes this mirror where it's just constantly showing you what you lack. So like when I started trading, it started showing me all these different trading courses and classes and ebooks, Telegram groups of traders and shit. And I'm like, yo, this is cool and everything, but also it's a great way to get scammed. Like there's no really oversight or accountability on the business that they allow to run ads on their platform.
Thought I had a shot, but it was just an offshoot. With extra gas and take me off route. I'm like, you kidding me? I'm trying to make a little money, feed a coach, get fat and old it. Bitches caution, cross the line, I got.
Yeah. Woo! No, I think I've done longer vlogs, longer lives than this, but I think I'm gonna jump off of here and grab something to eat. Maybe I'll go live later. I might start doing lives like 2-3 times a day if I have the time and the space. The only time I won't go live, of course, is when I'm driving, door dashing, because apparently that fucking InstaWork does not work anymore. It's a shit fucking app. I took that last week off for Christmas when my girls came. So from like the 21st to like the 27th or some shit like that. And InstaWork just stopped sending me shifts after that. It makes no fucking sense. But anyway, that's why I've been door dashing. I've been filling out applications for remote jobs. Oh, speaking of that, let me go look at my email and see if I got any hits on stuff. Why is filling out applications a job in itself? You would think it would be easier with technology. Like they have your resume on deck already. They have all your answers to questions set up for you. But yeah, every time I fill out an application, that shit literally takes like a half hour to 40 minutes, sometimes an hour plus. No hits on any applications. Let me check this.
Just caution, cross the line, I got the yellow tape and lead the murder scene. This time I'm about to.
Yeah, man. So I'm gonna heat something up so I can eat light, and it's about to be 1 o'clock. Do some dynamic stretching and prepare myself for this workout that I have, because I'm about to I'm about to go in on the workout, boy. And I'm very excited for it. Hopefully it sparks something in me where I get back to working out consistently on a day-to-day basis. I hope you all find, if you're not already, finding space in your daily life to work out and move your body. You gotta stay healthy. You gotta stay ready, because remember, war is upon us. You know? It might not be like the war that we see in the movies and the TVs and read about in the books and the papers and shit, but There's always psychological warfare happening. There's always economic, spiritual warfare. There's even like a fucking stupid ass gender war where they're trying to separate men from women by convincing women that their men are pieces of shit and convincing men that all women are hoes and fucking succubuses. So just be ready, man. Prepare your body. One of the best ways for me to prepare myself is strengthening my mind, my capacity to be disciplined, my capacity to understand, my capacity to empathize, understand, problem solve, and persuade. And when I say persuade, it's not even necessarily me persuading other people. It's me persuading myself to do and be better than who I was yesterday. And with that, I will leave you. That's what's up, Anderson. Oh, you still with me, Anderson? Appreciate you, family. 777s. To the one of us who is many, we come to you in total awareness. Please grant my friends peace, progress, prosperity, pleasure, persuasion, panacea in this eternal present. Ashe aho, amen, and like elakin. All right, peace. Stay nourished, stay hydrated, stay dangerous, and be safe. I will see you when I see you, which is going to be sooner than later. All right. 1